So these are 11 and 15, even though I showed you 11 and 15 themselves are special cases. But basically, we're looking at these problems where there's no variable solved for. So we have to do some manipulation before we can even start. Now, I always encourage you guys to try hard and strive for your best. But this particular thing that I'm about to do here is one of the harder portions of one of the harder lessons of the year. So remember, the must-do problems, those first 10, that'll get you a 70. So like maybe if you're really struggling, this is kind of one of the things where you might want to say, not sure if I want to go that far. Like I said, try your best, do what you need to do. But if your head is already exploding from the first 10 problems, maybe take a break. Okay. So the thing here, we don't have any, we have to solve for a variable first before we can even plug in what it's equal to. So it doesn't matter which equation. It doesn't matter if we're going to isolate X or Y. But obviously, there's an easiest option. This y in the first equation, it's already like by itself, kind of. It's so close to being isolated. It doesn't have a coefficient or anything like that. So I'm just going to real quick add 2x to both sides. And now I've isolated y. Okay, so y equals 1 plus 2x, or 2x plus 1. If you're taking notes, write that down. I'm about to clear the screen, so I have space. Okay, so from my notes, I remember it was y equals 1 plus 2x. So what I'm going to do, a lot of times what students do is they manipulate one equation, and then they plug that into the same equation. That doesn't work. You have to plug it into the other one. So what I like to do is rewrite my manipulated, isolated equation, and just cross out the other. Like, we really don't even need it anymore. It's not letting me. Okay. I don't know what just happened. Hold on. Okay, cool. So here we are. And now I'm going to plug it in. So 8x plus 5, and instead of y, I'm going to write 1 plus 2x, and that equals negative 13. Awesome sauce. Distributive property. Right, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2x is 10x, equals negative 13. Combining like terms. 18x plus 5 equals negative 13. And then we subtract the 5. We're doing great. 18x comes down. Divide by 18 on both sides, and therefore x equals negative 1. Great. Pause if you need to. Get it all written down. I'm going to clear the board. Oh, okay. I meant to keep this. Right, and we know that x is equal to negative 1. But now we got to find y. So it's easiest to use this because y is already like by itself. We don't have to do too much manipulation. So we have y equals 1 plus 2x, and we know x is negative 1. There you go. All right, because 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Therefore, y equals also happens to be negative 1. All right, so that's a lot of work for one question. So like I said, don't feel totally overwhelmed if these are too hot to handle. Sometimes it's okay not to do everything, okay? Let's try another one though. All right, so your first move, step 1, what should we isolate? You could do whatever you want. I'm going to go with isolating that x because it's all by itself already, kind of. So let's Add 3y to both sides. Right? And then x equals negative 22 plus 3y. Okay. If you're taking notes, pause it, get it down. I'm going to clear the board. Okay, so I rewrote it. I'm going to cross out the one I manipulated. I'm going to cross out the one I manipulated because I don't need it. Now I'm going to take this and plug it in. X equals this thing. So I'm going to plug it in for the x right there. Distributive property. 4 times 22 is negative 88 plus 12y plus 4y equals 8. Combine like terms. Add 88 to both sides. 16y equals 96. Okay. And not going to lie, there's no shame in calculators. Sometimes my head just doesn't work at the end of the day. 96 divided by 16 is 6. I just wanted to double check. And some of you are like, oh my God, she didn't know that? How is this my math teacher? It's late for me. Anyway, so y equals 6, okay? So if y equals 6, that's all fun. What is x? Well, let's just plug it in over here. Negative 22 plus 3. Now y is 6, right? So negative 22 plus 18. And that's what, negative 6? Negative 4? Negative 4? Don't tell on me. Negative 4. All right. So that, my friends, would be your final answer. So that's a lot. There's like, 5 of these or so. Give it a shot or don't. Do what you're comfortable with. As long as you get the first 10 questions done, you should be okay. See you soon.